Should have brought the old phone charger up here. I don't know why it's doing that shit again. God, I swear that shit is so stupid sometimes. Post. All right, welcome in. If you're just joining some of the live storm coverage, let me know if you can hear me all right. Hope you're having a fabulous Friday. We're looking at some storms. Ooh, I should probably turn my face back on, huh? Bam! There we go. There, now you can see me. I can see you. It's all going to work out just fine. Man, I should have charged my phone. Well, welcome in, guys. Live storm coverage here, Minnesota. You guys are having a fabulous day. Nothing too crazy quite yet. Just some initiation of storms along this warm front here in Litchfield. Nothing too concerning quite yet, but yeah, just hovering over just north of Grove City and Candy, Ohio, and Wilmer. I swear every time I come in here, we're talking about Candy, Ohio, and Wilmer. There we go. Maybe the audio is a little bit better. Alright, no rotation. You just got to keep an eye on these little blobs here. Look at that. 79 for a dew point out with the Wilmer Airport. It is fucking humid out, right? Step outside. You can definitely feel it today. 74 for dew point and Hutch. And then down here, New Ulm, 73. And then Mankato Airport, 75. So definitely hot and humid for these storms. There is a flash flood warning out right now for Minneapolis as this this warm front just starts to unzip. So we'll kind of give you the replay here. But as you can see, this line of storms has just been convecting and booming over the city. So torrential rainfall is definitely happening here in St. Paul. Yeah, that's crazy. 1.25 inch hail. I don't really care about thunderstorm. I mean, I do, but I want to see that flash flood warning. So yeah, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall has already fallen, and I expected another 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Crazy for the cities. But we'll get over to the Litchfield area. Nothing too crazy, guys. Just some storms, good thunderstorms. I wonder if I will bump this over to the tornado threat. And then bam. This pretty much encompasses the good southern chunk of Minnesota, southwest, even southeastern Minnesota towards Rochester for the tornado threat. So I don't think anything, I don't know, with all these storms firing, who knows what will happen, but it is certainly looking interesting. Pretty clear for Mankato area right now, the New Ulm. And then, like I said, there's some convection just north of Litchfield. But then, again, the city's just getting pounded right now. Pounded. Look at that. 1.25 inch size hail. So, look at that. Mesoscale discussion just came out. That's what this big blue line that just popped up. So this is what they normally do right before they issue a thunderstorm watch. Right here, probability of watch 40%. So not too concerning. Scattered strong severe thunderstorms, including a few supercells, are possible late this afternoon. So this, like I said, this encompasses pretty much a good chunk of Minnesota and Wisconsin. So 40% chance that they'll do a severe thunderstorm watch in the next hour and a half. So we'll see what happens. So again, 40% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch. They just issued that right now. So again, scattered to strong severe thunderstorms, including a few supercells. Yeah, so maybe a little bit of that tornado threat still lingering. There's definitely enough rotation in the atmosphere. I wonder if Chanhassen will still fly a weather balloon out with all this rain going on. No. Give me the sounding. So I'll show you guys what's going on here in the atmosphere. If you don't recall, this bottom, these horizontal line is the surface, and then you have these wind barbs come from the south, and as you go up higher in the atmosphere, they switch to the southwest, and then as you go higher up in the atmosphere, they switch to the west, almost northwest, in the higher parts of the atmosphere. So there's enough spin, but just the concerning part of today is the cap. This red line right here, it's warmer higher up in the atmosphere than it is on the surface. So it's very hard for this air parcel to rise and create a thunderstorm. But coincidentally enough, there is some convection happening, obviously, with these thunderstorms. So we'll just see what happens over the next couple hours. Ooh, special weather statement just issued for Eden Valley area. So there's some hail in Eden Valley, the stronger cell in Manana. So you'll see it pop up here. My phone sometimes beats the radar. That's what's great. So yeah, if you're just joining in, there's just a few, yeah, look, there you go. Special weather statement. Ooh, a 3/4 inch hail. So what is that? We had quarter size is 1 inch. So what? Nickel size? Nickel size hail? And 30-mile-an-hour winds. So some good hail with this storm. 7-mile-an-hour southeast of Paynesville, and then it's moving east at 20 miles per hour. So a strong, slow moving storm. Sorry. Penny size hail, not nickel. Penny size hail with this storm here. So if you're just north of Litchfield by Forest City, look out maybe for Kingston as the storm maybe continues to go up. But the Manana, Watkins area, look out for some penny-size hail. Oh, that's a strong storm right there. Oh yeah, let's see what the hail report on that is. Oh yeah, 1/2 inch. So pea-size hail reported with the storm over by Rogers. So I'm sure there'll be a special weather statement for that storm too, eventually. We do have some little bubblers down here though. I wonder if this whole line will just continue to blow up. Oh yeah, look at that. Boom! So yeah, we'll just continue watching this for the next couple hours. Casson, the Stewartville area, getting some little bit of thunderstorms right now. In the early stages of convection. Ooh, let's let's see here. So yeah, if you guys are just joining in, welcome, appreciate it. But yeah, some good complex of storms coming out of the cities right now with a flash flood warning for St. Paul, Minneapolis area with about 2 inches of rain already falling. But we'll continue to watch all this. But special weather statement just right now, north of Litchfield for penny-sized hail and 30-mile-an-hour winds. So nothing too crazy. And the storm is moving at 30 mile an hour to the east. So we'll continue to watch this for the small little complex here, and then I don't know, we might keep an eye on this big one right here, this big supercell. So there might be a good hail core in there. Yeah, look at that Hastings area. That's where we got to keep an eye on for some rotation. So I wonder if there's tornado possible. Nope, nothing too crazy yet. So just probably a pretty good downpour right there. Law enforcement reported the $half size hail and torrential rainfall just southeast of the cities in Hastings. If I could turn it off, you're fine. Love you. Love you too.
Come on up, baby. You probably should go.
Are you taking her with or no?
No.
Okay.
Not if I have to haul that fucking wood.
Yeah, how many are you getting? 14?
I was only gonna do 15.
Okay.
Maybe 20.
Jesus.
Come here, baby. Oh, baby.
Alright, so they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for the Rogers one, which I was kind of shocked on, but that is will be a strong supercell right there. Moving east at 10 miles an hour. Good lord. Slow moving supercell, especially here and near the Hastings area, and then over here by the Ramsey area. So some big convection systems going on right now, folks. Something to keep an eye on as this line continues to absolutely just boom explode. So I do want to I want to go down here and take a look at this outflow boundary, because some of the models were showing a very volatile atmosphere for this this outflow boundary right down here. So I just want to look at this, but some of the models were showing a wild tornado probability, but what I can see right here that the greatest tornado threat would be this storm right here. As you can kind of see, this outflow boundary right here attaches right to the storm, and then the warm front is right here. So all your rotation is congested right here into this storm. So this is for Iowa, just northwest of Des Moines. I know this is not Minnesota, but I, as a storm chaser, wanted to keep an eye on this, just as a scenario as if I did go storm chasing today instead of doing this live coverage. But yeah, Toledo, look at that. I wonder what this severe thunderstorm warning says. Just give me 1 second, guys, and I'll get back to Minnesota. Oh, no tornado threat. No tornado possible, I should say. But these storms right here pose no tornado threat since they're behind that outflow boundary. So that is a wild complex of storms, though, down there. But we'll get right back to the old Minnesota weather. But again, just some classical thunderstorms for the Litchfield area, and then some more powerful storms in the cities. So maybe as these storms congest to the east, they might die, or they can hit this active instability, I guess, that's happening over here. So I would not doubt. Look at that. That is an insane cell going up right now on Rogers. That is wild. I just real quick, I want to pop over and see the satellite feed, because I bet that is a gnarly satellite feed right there. So if you guys don't know, you can go to COD Meteorology, type this in, and then go to satellite radar here. And bam, you get to see all the satellites. I shouldn't say all the satellites, but get a pretty good view of everything. So right here is these storms convecting just over Litchfield. You can see where my mouse is, and then these big boomers right here. over the cities. So we'll just come back a little bit, but you can see here this is just happening over the last couple hours. These storms really just exploding. Just look at those ones over Litchfield, just in the last couple hours. So everything's popping off like a bomb. So again, something to keep an eye on. Maybe some tornadoes. They did issue that small little 2% tornado threat, but I mean, I think there's enough spin in the atmosphere to create something a little crazy this afternoon, this evening. So appreciate you guys watching. Please don't forget to like and share this. I would greatly appreciate that. Keep everyone well aware of what is going on in the great state of Minnesota. Oh my goodness, we don't want to go to Milwaukee. We gotta look at the storm in Hastings though. See if there's any rotation on that storm still. Yeah, look at that. So these green winds are going towards radar, and the red winds are going away. So you have this nice warm wind feeding into it, and then you have the cooler winds right here. So you kind of have a little bit of broad rotation right here, but nothing too crazy quite yet. They're moving southeast, so I mean you could have a little bit of spin up, but we'll keep an eye on that one. I wonder what this one looks like, but it's so close to the radar that the feed is just shit. Yeah, look at that. Can't see nothing. Can't see nothing since it's so close to radar, so. I do want to take a gander. We'll pop on over here. We'll look at some models real quick. Look at the most accurate updated models they just released. This is the 21Z from HRRR. And let's see what this says here. See now how you see it. A lot of times we're wrong because these fucking models are wrong. So this right now has a little bit of a line at 4 p.m., which was an hour ago. Okay, that's right. A little bit of a line still, but where's this line? Maybe a little bit of bubbler here over me, or Candy, Ojai County. Where the fuck is this bubbler? I think this is the one that's happening right now in Roger. So this one's placed a little bit south than the actual radar feed. It says 5, which is right now, and then it all dies. That's what happens according to this model. Oh, Gesundheit, excuse me. But yes, according to this model here, it does look very interesting how these storm complexes play out. So it could die, or it could not die. Isn't it great about being a meteorologist? Do you guys hear me okay? I just want to know, Darren, she looks rowdy towards Eden Valley. Oh, I bet, buddy. Hopefully I just didn't not see your comment now, and it was like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, there's a pretty good storm complex in the Eden Valley. So, yeah, penny-sized hail with that one, and just 30-mile-an-hour winds, Mr. Warden. Nothing too concerning right now. I suppose you're just on the outskirts here. I won't give away your exact location, but somewhere over yonder. Yeah, you're pretty close to that storm, bud. But yes, I would, just keep an eye on it. Like, even according to this little radar blip, here's a little bit of rotation. Look at that. See the little spinny thing? Oh, where'd you go? Right there. See that little spinny thing? According to radars, a little bit of rotation in that sucker. We'll just take a look, see what this says. Circulation ID 50. Low level rotation 15 knots, which is a little bit higher. Low level delta velocity 27 knots. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, see, TVS, false, no tornado. Mesoscale Strength Index, 2028. Man, isn't it 2025? Alright, but yeah, some pretty strong storms. You can kind of see this gap right here. So maybe this storm complex will kind of slow down a little bit and just stay by itself. Maybe it'll produce a nadir. I'm just kidding. There might be a little bit of spin up there. We'll take a look at rotation. Oh, look at that. That bright indice. Where do we go? All right. So if you're just in Wilmer anywhere near Wilmer, you got to keep an eye on this storm, seriously, because if you're near Kirkhoven, Pennock, look at that bright indices. So this is what we look for right here as a storm chaser. I call myself a YouTube meteorologist. I learned everything from YouTube, from Dr. Reed Timmer, if you guys don't know. Pretty much a YouTube certified meteorologist. So for me, this bright indice right here is a strong indicator for some rotation. So we'll see what the next radar scan is, but I would definitely keep an eye on this storm for sure. I wonder what if there's been any reports of tornadoes or a funnel cloud of any sorts. Let's take a look here. Nothing reported yet. I don't think there's any storm chasers on that storm either. Nope. Yeah, there is no storm spotters on that storm. There's storm spotter in Manana. But, yeah, there's no storm spotters on the storm of Wilmer. See, that's why it's really, that's why storm spotting comes really into play here, pardon me. Because someone could be out right now storm spotting and be like, God, there's nothing. There's a wall cloud. There's a little bit of inflow. It's very nice to have eyes on the ground in scenarios like this, because the radar could be saying one thing, and then there could be nothing happening on the ground. So, but 82 over 79. So the closer you are to the temperature and the humidity, the lower the cloud bases are. So look at that, 82 over 82 in Benson. That is wild, folks. That is crazy. Yeah, that is absolutely nuts. So very humid, guys, and yeah, I would not doubt there's some crazy. See, this is why I wish I had someone out there. But yeah, keep an eye on the storm if you're in Wilmer, Pennock area. It is moving east at 20 miles an hour. So I wonder. I'll just put the heart of this rotation right here. 20 miles in an hour. So it'll be near Atwater, Grove City, in the next hour or so by 6:15. So keep an eye on that one. That is 100% sure. They're starting to do a little split. So that means one of two things. Either it's about to do some crazy shiznit, and this one will, have its own energy, and then this one will have its own energy. So it's two discrete cells right here. That can mean a number of things. Or this split right here means that they're dying. So it could go a number of ways. But we will take a look at the instability numbers here. If you guys remember, or if you do not know, we read the energy in the atmosphere with CAPE values. So for a good thunderstorm, you need 1,500 joules. Is it joules per kilogram? Yeah, joules per kilogram of 1,500 joules per kilogram to have a good thunderstorm. And some of the numbers I was seeing today were showing 4,000 CAPE. So definitely a violent atmosphere that is going on right now. So we'll check this out. Yeah, look at that. Just on the very fritz of that, there's 4,500 CAPE, guys. That is a violent atmosphere. So those storms in Minneapolis are just on the outskirts of 3,500, so still 3,000 CAPE is well enough for some thunderstorms. But we do have to keep an eye on these ones in Candy, Ohio, and in Meeker, because they are just on the instability axis of that 4 to 4,500 CAPE, which is absolutely bonkers. But look out here, 6,000 CAPE by the Sioux Falls, South Dakota area, which is violent. But we do have this crazy windbag, this mesoscale convective system going on in the Des Moines area. But then you could see right here on this instability axis of that 4 or 5,000 CAPE, you definitely have to keep an eye on that as that line continues to blow up. But we will get back to the live radar coverage. We'll take a look at this velocity scan again. See, it kind of went away. But I wonder if you could see a little bit of rotation in that. Ooh, yeah, look at that. See, look at that. We have to go back to that. Bring me back one more scan. Look at that right there. See, that could have been a funnel cloud or a little brief touchdown right there. Those are the two colors that produce little brief spin-offs. So I wonder if anyone has any confirmation on that at all. This is where we look to social media. If anyone in Kirkhoven was out just regular storm chasing, but I would not doubt if that was a little brief tornado. A little funnel cloud, maybe, but definitely a little bit of rotation in that Kirkhoven Pennock storm. So, something to keep an eye on. There's enough shear, there's enough rotation. I really think something might happen. Drain spotter, still quarter size hail. I still can't believe that storm is moving east at 10 miles an hour. Look at that. Moving east 10 miles an hour. That is nuts. So we'll just see what happens with these storms, guys. Nothing too concerning right now. And if you don't know what the hell this big blue line is, the National Weather Service, or the Storm Prediction Center, I should say, they issue convective discussion, mesoscale convective discussion outlooks. A little bit of a tongue twister. So they do this just before they issue a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch. But this basically says probability of a watch issuance 40%. Scattered strong to severe thunderstorms, including supercells are possible late this afternoon and evening across eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin, which we are witnessing right now. Damaging wind gusts and hail are most likely the hazards. So then it just goes on. It gives you all the descriptions of 2 to 3,000 cape, 35 to 50 knots of deep layer shear, which could support storm organization with a few supercells. Damaging winds are more likely a threat with some potential for some storm clustering. So that's what's going on right now in western Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota right now in the cities. With moderate to large buoyancy and veering wind profiles could support some hail with rotating storms. Where the... Oh, there we go. Storms continue to involve some back building along the boundary may occur into central Minnesota. Additional development may also merge with a cluster from northern Iowa into southern Minnesota. Aha, indicated by some cams. So those cams are convective allowing models, which we were just kind of looking at on Pivotal. While exact storm evolution remains somewhat unclear, cloud cover and influences from the southern cluster, blah, 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 blah. But conditions given, it could be a tornado or two. So, like I said, we have to keep an eye on this southern flank right here. We might even pause this live stream and move it to the GoPro and go out and do some storm chasing. So this is that southern line they're talking about from this cluster. So if this line continues to bow, how do I put this? So if this line continues to bow, we'll just follow this here. I don't want to do it like that. Or just give me 1 second. But if you were to make a line just like this, something like that. This is what they're talking about. That storm prediction center. This is what they're talking about here. So if this line continues to make an outflow boundary and it reaches to the southern Minnesota, where that more, you remember that 6,000 cape was out here. Let's see if we can draw 6,000 cape. So that 6,000 cape was out here, and then you have that instability axis right here of 5,000. Oh, look at that. 5,000, 4,000. I'm just going to, 4,000 cape. So as soon as that outflow boundary hits some unstable air, it will blow up. So this is what they're talking about. So if the outflow boundary reaches up to southern Minnesota, we could see some storm initiation in this area here. So you have these wind profiles coming from the south. We'll get rid of that. So you have the winds coming from the south, and then as you go up in the atmosphere, they switch, and then they go to the west. So you have that whole rotation in the atmosphere. But you have all these storm complexes fighting with each other. You have wind disturbances. So it's all kind of a crapshoot to determine where the greatest tornado threat is. So that's why today's a little shitty for tornadoes, a little spotty for forecasting, but that'll be all right. But yeah, I'm very curious what will happen over the next couple hours, but I could see a big windbag event happening, just like it's happening right here in Des Moines in Iowa, but we'll see what happens. If you guys got any questions, comments, or concerns, don't be afraid to ask. But that's about it. I mean, there ain't really nothing too crazy. Some severe thunderstorms warning. Severe. I don't know why I have tongue twisters sometimes, but severe thunderstorm warnings going on in Wisconsin, over the Mississippi River. Hastings is getting absolutely pounded right now. Flooding is being reported. Yeah, street flooding. Vehicles stranded being reported. So definitely some heavy downpours right now in Hastings area. But then we'll bring it back over to the Wilmer area. It's kind of still building a little bit. It's taking its sweet time, I tell you what. But this one could be a supercell, that is for sure. This one is the most the southerly one, or westerly one in this instance. So it's all by itself, up intaking all this warm air. So we'll just kind of draw it out. So you have warm, moist air coming in, and then you have these cooler, drier airs coming in behind it. So you have this force field all meeting up. You have so if there is any rotation, it would be somewhere in here. I'll draw this out. So you have the warm front, cold front. So somewhere in here would be the tornado. Let's see what happens when we do the velocity. Bam! So my circle's a little bit further ahead, but right where the green and red are, that's a little bit of rotation on that sucker. So something to keep an eye on. Oh, they issued it. Shit you not. Holy smokes. They issued the severe thunderstorm watch, guys. Woohoo! Alright. I can't believe they did it. With a 40% issuance, they issued a severe thunderstorm watch. I cannot believe that. Alright, well, severe thunderstorm watch for the next, what time is it? For the next 5.5 hours, guys, till 11 p.m. Severe thunderstorm watch for Meeker, Candy, Ojai. Obviously, you guys can see, but this nice shaded yellow, severe thunderstorm watch. So, what does this say? Does it give me anything? Does it say what's like possible? Nope, doesn't say anything like that. I'll pull it up on my phone. I bet it'll show that. Alright, let's see what it says here. Guys, I'm going to have to grab my phone charger. Alright, scattered hail up to ping pong size possible. Scattered wind gusts up to 70 mile an hour possible. And then frequent lightning possible. So, that's about it with that severe thunderstorm watch. No really tornadoes, I guess, is what they're saying. So, I can't believe that. With a 77 dew point, 75 dew point, 80 dew point. I can't believe that. So, just a windbag, lightning, and hail event today, guys. Hey, my phone's gonna die quick, man. You ever get that? You're like, your phone just dies way too fast. It's some bullshit. Alright, I can't believe they issued that severe thunderstorm watch. They must really think this line's going to blow. It kind of looks like it's dying over here towards the Wilmer one, but it's still kind of chugging along. There is a little bit of rotation on that Wilmer one. I see it a little bit. It ain't much, but there's a little bit of rotation on that storm. But then, like, where is this at right here? You have this little bit of green and red. Could be a little bit of the hail core, but also a little bit of rotation on that. So again, these red winds is the warm wind coming in, and then you have these green winds is the wind coming. The green winds are the cooler, dry air, and then the red winds are the warmer air. So this is a nice color scheme in this instance, but definitely keep an eye on that area just west of Manana. But again, I think that could be a nice, good downpour, hail core. Not too much rotation. Usually a lot of times on velocity you can see the hail cores or a nice good downpour. So that's what that could be, but we'll keep an eye on that one. So nothing too crazy quite yet. I'm really hoping for my case that this outflow boundary reaches up. Oh man, See it? It's still. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. I like it. I don't like the outflow boundaries way out front of it though. Watch that. Watch that whole line unzip. Oh man, I can't do more than 24 frames? Get out of here. There's no way. Alright, I guess there's that way. Play loop, previous frame. Oh, I can't believe that. It only gives me 24 frames. That's nuts. Alright, well, screw that then. We're just going to go back to Minnesota, but I do hope that outflow boundary reaches the western part of, southwestern part of Minnesota. I want to go storm chasing tonight. I tell you what I don't want to do. I don't want to go to work tomorrow. I tell you that. But, yeah, Mankato area, we're good. Waseca, we're good for now. But according to the models, it shows that this all dies off. So we'll see what happens here. If you guys got any questions, don't be afraid to ask. I would appreciate any likes, subscribes, comments. Don't be afraid to shout. They did take that special weather statement away from that banana storm, so it kind of looks like they're dying off, just like the model would show. But we'll see what happens. The sun is shining down here, though. I don't know if you can see, it's just beaming on my beautiful face. But the sun is shining down here in Mankato, so that's good. Heating up the atmosphere down here in the southern part of Minnesota, so that's good. I do want to take a look at satellite. Let's take a look at that. Let's go back over to. Yeah, let's take a look at that. So you have this whisk of cloud cover right here from the Iowa complex of storms. So I'm getting some sun down here in Mankato. So that is about right here. So that is good. We're heating up the bottom parts of the atmosphere. It'll make hopefully storm convection a little bit easier. So we just have to keep an eye on this big area right here. You see these low little, I forget what part of the atmosphere that is. I'm not too educated on that quite yet. But you have this moisture. I'll just call it moisture. Moisture clouds. Yeah, that's what it is. You have this, all these clouds going to the south, feeding into the storm, especially this big complex here. But I really think that this Iowa storm will choke off this complex right here eventually, and this will die eventually. But we'll keep an eye on it. We do have to keep an eye on this area, though. Kind of like they said, for some convective line, initiation. So we'll see what happens. I don't think anything's gonna happen. Flash flood warning for Bloomington and Egan. Good God, man, they're just getting smoked. I bet so many people don't know what to do down there.
Oh my God, it's flooding. We're all gonna die.
Yeah, look at that. Almost 3 inches of rain. That is wild. By River Falls, Wisconsin, up to 2 inches of fallen of rain. Expected rainfall up to a half inch to 2 inches of rain in 1 hour. That is a hell of a storm complex, guys. It kind of looks like it's going to ride that Mississippi Valley for a while. That Red Wing, Frontenac area. Pretty sure I said that right. But look at that. Even the Rochester storms died. So that's what I mean by I really think the Iowa complex right here is going to choke off this storm complex here as it advances east and pretty much put that thing to a kaput. So if something doesn't form in this area here, let's go back to this. If something doesn't form over here, we're pretty much done. Done for the night. There will nothing that will happen. So we'll just have to see what happens with that. Oh, other than that, nothing too crazy. Like I said, that special weather statement has gone away from the Banana Storm. And let's look at rotation, possible rotation. Pennock, a little bit. Tiny. I mean, seriously, tiniest bit. Right here. Right where you see this green. Little bright green glob. Even on reflectivity, you kind of see it bump out a little bit. And then kind of make this bowl right here. So, just as something to keep an eye on. Right there by Pennock and Wilmer. The storm is moving slower than molasses in January, I tell you that. I really do think these storms will die, though. But the Manana one still looks to be just chugging along, man. Yeah, it's very hard to say. Oh, I'm not even reading my comments. Had a spot come down, rotate a little bit, and Coronas. South of Coronas. All right. See, I figured there's a little bit of rotation out there. Glitter Queen, thank you. Yes, severe thunderstorm watch has been issued. Yep, I got that. As soon as they put that sucker out, this radar lit up like a rock star. So, if you don't know, that's what this big yellow blob is. So, there's a severe thunderstorm watch down here in Iowa, too. So, I just want to look at this right here. 4,500 Cape down there. Good Lord, that storm is cooking. So, but yeah, just some nice big convective line by Hastings, guys, and then just some small kind of dying cells north of Litchfield, and then north of Wilmer. So, I do appreciate all the comments. Keep them coming. If you got any questions, don't be afraid to ask anything. No such thing as a stupid comment or a stupid question, even if it's not weather related or like house fishing, you know. It does not matter. Ask away. I do appreciate all the likes, the comments. Appreciate it all. Ooh, look at that. They issued a special weather statement once again for that Banana Storm. So they took it away, and then they brought it back. So, strong thunderstorm will impact northeastern Meeker County, and then south central Stearns until 6 o'clock. So, good Lord, this thing is moving slow. 10 miles an hour, nickel size hail, and then there ain't really much wind with that. So, the slower the storms, the not much wind with that. So, torrential rainfall is heavily expected. We should look over at total storm accumulation. Look at that. How much rain has fallen according to 2.2 inches of rain has fallen according to this just outside of Manana already. So, and then about 1.5 inches north of oh my goodness, north of Kirkhoven, and then just about 1 inch of rain in Wilmer according to this. So, the storm is moving very slow, guys, so expect a couple inches of rain. If you're in the Watkins, Kimball, Forest City area, if the storm continues to grow, we'll just keep an eye on that. But I do think I'm going to go grab my phone charger. Just the way I have this all set up, I just read my comments right on my phone, so it's kind of nice to have that so I can read comments. Someone wasn't smart enough and didn't charge his phone. Oh, what is this thing doing? So, alright, I'll zoom in on this just so you guys can see it. I'm going to take my ugly face away, and then I'm going to go grab my phone charger so it can charge, and then I'll be right back. So, trim my video off, trim my audio off, and then I'll just leave it on radar for you guys to watch, and I'll be right back. We'll grab my phone charger, and I'll be back in a jiffy. Alright, I'm back. I got the phone charging, so I'll get to some comments if there is any. But this storm just north of Wilmer is dying, dead. So that can mean one of two things. This storm will continue to grow because this one's dying, so it'll just consume all this energy, or it'll die just like this one. So according to the models, it will die. So we'll just see what happens. But this is a gnarly complex of storms right here. If you were in the Red Wing area, I'd be outside watching with some beer on a Friday. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Oh yeah. So that's, I don't know. It's very interesting how this is all unfolding today. Every severe storm complex is a learning curve, I tell you that. So even that 88 over 77. Sorry, the dog was getting at the gate. I thought she was locked out, but she's not. She just likes being a dick. Look at that outflow boundary right there. We're going to play this. Just look at this little line. Look at that explosion. So that storm was so powerful, it created its own outflow boundary, guys. So we have to keep an eye on that. That is 100% sure, because that will initiate some storms if it hits something. So usually that line can hit, a very unstable environment over here, like let's just say in Montgomery area, and it'll just take a while for this outflow boundary to reach it, and then that storm could form in Montgomery and explode and be a lone supercell, and that will activate in the field chase. So I think I got it all set up on my phone, and I got the GoPro charged. So if we do happen to make it out in the field, we'll go live on YouTube through the GoPro. So hopefully we'll have enough service. I'm hoping for next year I can get a Starlink and then get a subscription, and then hopefully we can go live a bunch of times next year for storm chasing. So we'll even go live this winter doing snowstorms, ice events. We'll do all sorts of stuff. So we'll even do live ice fishing. I would like to do some contests this summer or this winter, some ice fishing contests. So we'll do that. But looks to be an interesting 6 months. I'll tell you that. What the fuck? Now my phone's not charging. Oh man, you think I'd be having a stroke right now? Good lord. Phone's not charging, everything's dead, storms are dying. Oh my goodness. Just crazy. But I would keep an eye on this one right here, just creeping up the I-94 corridor, because that line of storms just continues to unzip. 50-mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch hail for Coon Rapids, but yeah, that storm out there towards Wilmer, heading towards Atwater and Grove City, is dying. Man, look at that one in Forest City, though. That is a gnarly complex of storms right there. I think I got a mosquito bite on my ear. I would definitely keep an eye on this one since it's growing. That other one's dying. That can mean a lot of things. Eden Valley, that's where the hail core is. If there was a little bit of rotation, if there would be a tornado or any rotation, it would have to be somewhere down here. It's moving off to the east, right? So it's advancing into the unstable air, so warmer air has got to be going this way or this way, feeding into it, and then a little bit of cooler air coming behind it. So definitely got to keep an eye on this nub right here. Definitely good hail going on in Eden Valley right now, I bet that. Hey, look at that. The phone turned on. Well, let's get back to the comments if there is any. Forgive me. My phone died. A little discombobulated. Bam. Look at that. No comment. I didn't miss out on anything. Bam. I appreciate all 7 of you in here. But yeah, right now I would keep an eye on this Eden Valley Watkins one. Some hail going on right now in Eden Valley. So we got some Snapchats we'll go look at. I'm sure people are sending me some things. Yeah, look at that. That looks gnarly. Alright, I'm going to screenshot this. Where was this, man? Alright, Zach. Where's this guy at here? Oh, he's just by the Forest City. Alright, good deal. Alright, so we got photos of a storm right now. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I love when people send me shit. If you're seeing something right now, don't be afraid to send it. We'll show it right on the live here. Alright. So we got the photo. We'll just do some editing. See if we'll rotate this son bitch. Ooh, crop it. Alright, just give me a second, guys. I'm going to try to work on this here, so I can show it in the live. Oh, how do you rotate this damn thing? Ah, there we go. Bam. Alright. I'm going to airdrop this, and then we're going to show it, alright? Bam. Alright, so that is live right now, just a few seconds ago. What is going on? Oh, what am I doing? I just deleted it, man. Bring me back. Bring me back. Alright, so that's just north of Litchfield right now, guys. That is a gnarly looking storm. That is from Zach Jorgensen. Just want to give a shout out to him. I appreciate it. If you guys got any pictures of storms, don't be afraid to send me any videos. We'll get them posted here on the live, and we'll get everyone rocking and rolling. But yeah, that is just north of Litchfield right now. A nice shelf cloud on that. You can see the rain right here in that. That is pretty good. So we'll get right back to that. We'll exit out of this. And we'll get right back to the radar coverage. So he said it was just north of Litchfield. So it's just right here. Well, let me draw that out. North of Litchfield. Somewhere right in here, Mr. Jorgensen was at. So that is a gnarly looking storm. Again, let's see what size hail. Nickel size hail, and yeah, moving east at 10 miles an hour. So minor damage expected to outdoor objects. Nothing too crazy. Look at that storm, just die, fall right on its face. So it'll be interesting what happens the next couple hours, guys. But look at that trail of storms. Man, oh man, look at that complex. That thing is cooking. So we're still clear here in the Mankato area, which is very sad. I wish one of these storms would just take shape and plant the tornado. That'd be great. Alright, let's go look at this Iowa one here. Yeah, look at that storm. See, it's still rooting up to the north. Look at that arc. So we need that arc to keep going. Keep going a little bit. That's what I'm hoping it does. So it reaches like the Huron Lake area where it's 75. What is that? Can I zoom in on that sucker? Oh man, you can't even see that dew point. You literally cannot see. 75? 78? Oh, who knows? Oh, Mr. Jorgensen even sent us some videos. Well, shit. My damn Darren's got a hell of a photo, too. When was this? 5:48? Ooh, 4 minutes ago. All right. All right, we got another photo coming in from Darren Warden, just north of Litchfield. Bam, open that sucker. Can we zoom in on it? Oh, look at that. That's a nice shelf cloud right there. That is absolutely a beaut. I wonder if there's, see a little bit of clear slot right here. You'd be looking to the north, northwest kind of. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely some good inflow on that sucker. You can see the warm air getting right here and then going up. So, yeah, definitely a good storm. Appreciate it, Darren. I appreciate all the photos. Shit, yeah, man. This is great. We need to do that more often. Appreciate it. Just gotta open some snaps here. Oh my god. Damn, that's crazy. Alright, sorry, I'm just watching Zach's Snapchat here. There's just a bunch of scud. I would show that video, but there's just a bunch of scud. There's nothing really to look at. It's hard to tell. Let's see. You're most likely damaging a gust corridor. Iowa's getting smoked, guys. Absolutely smoked. There is a storm chaser out there. Cody Instead. He's out there chasing right now. Yep, I don't see any rotation on radar. Again, I would not doubt if the storm were to die off. On radar. But we'll just see what happens here. I am very concerning about this outflow boundary right here. Still holding strong. We'll see what happens as it advances off to the southwest. Maybe it will amount to nothing. Maybe it won't amount to maybe it will amount to something. But let's see if there's any rotation on this. Nope. You have a little bit of red, a little bit of green. Could just indicate, you know, a little bit of heavy downpour. But that's something to keep an eye on, though, right there. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, that's would be my most greatest area of concern right there. would be just north of Forest City, but it's very broad. Honestly, I wouldn't even consider it rotation to be that broad. But other than that, that's about the only storm. This one died off over by Candy, Ohio, and Atwater. It's literally just sprinkling probably right now. But this main one right here, just Forest City, it's something to keep an eye on the next hour as it kind of shoots off to the east. That is the only lone one out there now. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on. But the winds are calm right here. Look at that. Hutchinson Airport, no wind. These winds are coming fucking out of the southwest. So there's not really any much wind forcing into the storm for rotation. So there's calm winds here. Winds coming from the northwest. It's just kind of a crapshoot. Winds coming from the northwest. Supposedly there's southerly winds still in Painesville, which I don't know how I feel about that. But they just need a lot more wind feeding into it, kind of like it is in Waseca. Look at that, 15 miles an hour, 15, 5, 10. Maybe that's 15. Maybe it's 20. Maybe I got them mixed up. But yeah, there's more winds coming down here feeding into this storm. So instead of over here, there's not as much wind. So it's still doing pretty good though. Yep, still no rotation. Still nothing too concerning at all. Just some hail and wind and some lightning. Put a quarter in the jar. Maybe I'm too left behind the ears behind for that saying. Hi, Chris. How are you? Welcome in. Yeah, look at that storm complex still in the Red Wing area. It's still growing. Ooh, Shoreview MN. Where is Shoreview at? I'm all right here. Special weather statement. Well, it's just for the Apple Valley area, so. Forest City, again, just some nickel-sized hail. It's moving very, very slow, but expires in 0 minutes. So I'll see what happens if they issue another one here. But yeah, moving east at 10 miles an hour. But then, yeah, again, this is a pretty big complex over here. It's pretty much eating up a lot of the energy in the atmosphere, so do have to keep an eye on that pretty aggressive outflow boundary. Look at that. It keeps growing. From Prior Lake all the way down to Cannon Falls, almost some Baroda. You have that pretty big outflow boundary. So even the outflow boundary convected this little blob right here. Look at that. The little blob right there was from the outflow boundary. So we'll just keep an eye on that as it continues. Look, there's this little blob right here over by Mountain Lake. That's what we have to keep an eye on. So these two little blobs right here, when they meet up, we could have some storm initiation somewhere in here. I don't know why I did that. But those two outflow boundaries, that's what we have to keep an eye on right there. This one right here by Northfield, and then this little blob right here by Mountain Lake. So those two things right there are my greatest areas of watch right now for me personally if I go out storm chasing, is this blob right here. Again, we'll just let it play. See this little blob right here? And then this line right here. So I want to say it's two outflow boundaries kind of out there. So we're waiting for these two to meet up, and then maybe we'll get some storm initiation down here in southern Minnesota. But other than that, the storm died off in Atwater, that Wilmer area, and then we just got this one in Forest City. So they took that special weather statement away. I went down for still some hail, some heavy winds, and some heavy downpours. So don't be afraid to leave a comment wherever you're watching from if you got any questions about the weather, what it's looking like for tonight. I know tomorrow morning is looking quite a doozy. if this line of storms actually does come through. Yeah, look at that. That is for tomorrow morning, guys. As for about 7 a.m. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, that is going to be a wild complex of storms. So it kind of looks like it stays north of Mankato, but we'll see what happens. But definitely some torrential downpours with that one. Look at that. That's a lot of rain. Almost 3.5 inches of rain for the Litchfield area. Dead center of Meeker County. That'll be one heck of a storm for tomorrow. But the Wisconsin area just continues to get absolutely drilled with torrential rains. I wonder how much rain has fallen for that area. Ooh, let's see here. Total storm accumulation. Holy shit. Look at how much rain that is. 4 inches of rain just north of Reed's Landing. That is wild. And then the cities, 3 inches of rain. You know, up here there's little pockets of 2 inches of rain. And then up here by Manana, you know, you still have that 2.2 inch. But pretty good spread of 1 inch plus of rain just north of Manana by Watkins. So some good downpours happening up there. We'll get out of this. We'll get back to reflectivity. But then you can kind of see even the storms kind of dying off just a little bit. It's kind of taking shape. The front of this one's kind of, you know, not nearly as raining as much. But look at that. This one just continues to build up to near Zimmerman, Becker. You still have this one still bubbling up. So maybe this one will catch up with this line right here, and then it just all explodes. But that is a wild complex. I wonder what the satellite feed looks like over here in La Crosse. Is there enough of a gap? There is enough of a gap. That is crazy. There's enough of a gap right there for that storm complex to continue to grow. 72, 73 for dew points. The wind's feeding just right in. Where in the hell? Alright, well, I don't know why radar scope does that, but it just randomly puts you in a place and you're like, alright, well, that's not where I wanted to be. Tornado possible. There we go. In front of that storm, that sucker will be rain wrapped. 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, quarter-size hail, and tornado possible. So this is just northeast of Alma, Wisconsin. I know you guys are like, I don't really care about that, but tornado possible, man. I care about that. Holy shit. That is a rotation blob if I've ever seen. Look at that. So you have this red, green. So somewhere in here. Wow. That is a crazy radar return right there. Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on that. That is a crazy, that's a crazy velocity read right there. It is very humid out there. 73 over 75. Oh, man. Alright, we'll put us back at the Chanhassen radar here real quick. They just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for this one in Apple Valley. No rotation. No tornado possible in that one. But yeah, this one just continues kind of just to, you know, kind of buzz off a little bit. But look at that. 83, 82, and then you go up here just north of the warm front at 78. So in the summertime, especially August, if you even have like a 3 or 4 temperature degree difference, that is considered a cold front. So, but yeah, I really think this one in the next half hour will probably die off. It doesn't look to be doing too hot, but we'll keep an eye on it. But it kind of back builds up here by Paynesville, but doesn't really seem to be doing a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, I'm still waiting on this little blob right here, but Just waiting on this outflow boundary. It kind of looks like kind of just stalled out right here. We see this little line come off that storm. So that's an outflow boundary. That is another key essential item for initiating storms. So but other than that, guys, I don't see much. Even this dot right here is weakening. So yeah, this whole cell right here is dying off. So I really don't think there'll be much to watch for Litchfield area. It's kind of dying off. There might be a little bit of stray showers moving through the area, but that is that remnants of that Wilmer storm. So it's pretty much all dying, which I thought and kind of knew what would happen, but it's always a crapshoot when it comes to scenarios like this. You never know what's going to happen. Some days it could be very violent. Some days it's nothing at all. So I do want to keep tabs on this Iowa storm. See, the one thing I really think is going to affect the tornado threat today is that this outflow boundary right here is ahead of these storms. Now, if they were, let's say this outflow boundary goes up, and then a storm can erupt off this line and then move off to the east. I think that's how that would work. Then you might have a tornado, but as long as that outflow boundary is ahead of the storms, you're pretty much out of luck for a spin up, a tornado. But you do have a very good chance of some wind. That is for a matter of fact. But yeah, that storm is dying again in the Manana area. Yeah, it'll probably hit Kingston, maybe get to French Lake, and then pretty much do a kaput, die off just like that Wilmer one. So another not so exciting night for storms. But will you wait till tomorrow morning? Tomorrow morning is looking absolutely incredible for storms. Nice, good old mesoscale convective system. So MCS. Yeah, look at that. Sucker's dying. Well, that sucks, guys. Other than that, the only storms that are firing are the ones in the cities and in Wisconsin. So, ain't really too much going on in southern Minnesota where that tornado threat is issued. So that whole green blob right here, you can see the aerial. That is the tornado threat. So just a small 2%. So I'm not. Yeah, it'll be quite interesting how that all how that all unfolds. Excuse me. Oh, let's look at this one right here. Tornado possible down in Iowa. Holy smokes. Let's take a look. Let's take a gander in Davenport, Iowa. We got to take a look at this. Yeah, look at that storm complex right there. Look at that. There's another outflow boundary right there. Since that storm is so powerful, it creates its own force field. So right there is that outflow boundary. So I can even hit play on this, and you can see it more visually as that storm moves. Look at that. That little wave coming off in front of it. So that's where, like, you could see that wave kind of tuck in right here. Right here, you see it tuck in. So that's where I would think a tornado would be, according to this. But not now. But yeah, look at that. That is one hell of a windbag event. Look at that. Let's get in there. Oh, clicked on the wrong one. Yeah, 70 mile an hour winds in that. 75, 73. So yeah, quite the powerful event down in Iowa, but not nearly as severe up here in Minnesota right now. We'll just get back to that real quick. But yeah, that storm is dying relatively fast, guys. And the Kingston area. So we'll probably just get a good downpour. The hail's probably not there anymore. So just some good downpours. Severe weather statement again for that southwestern storm of the cities. So other than that, it's pretty quiet. It's about to be pretty quiet. Just some rain. Yeah, the main complex, guys, if you're just joining in, is in Wisconsin. The storm here in Kingston's dying off. It was getting pretty strong there for a while, but just decided to die off. Hit some probably stable air, the stable environment created from these storm complexes right here, and it just probably won't do anything. So it'll be pretty quiet probably for the rest of the night until tomorrow morning. So we'll get ready real quick. We'll jump over to the forecast for tomorrow morning, if this thing will allow me. We'll jump in so you guys can really see it. Oh, let me position this just right. So this is at 5 a.m., guys. We have a big storm complex moving in by 6, 7 o'clock, and it's going to be pretty wild. So this is by 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and then by about noon, it'll clear out. So it'll be interesting how tomorrow goes. I could see a big windbag event happening here. Let's see what the wind gusts they're saying. Oh yeah, let's see here. Damn, almost 80 mile an hour wind gust. Holy shit. 72 mile an hour wind gust, 70 mile an hour wind gust. You know, not as nearly as windy down here, but still 50 mile an hour wind gust. That's quite the storm. Look at that. 96 miles an hour going into the cities tomorrow. Holy snikes. That'll be one hell of a storm tomorrow. I wonder if that will take the humidity out with it. Let's look. I sure hope it takes the humidity with it. Look at that. Just eats the humidity. No, fuck no. The humidity stays. Look at that. By 4 o'clock, the humidity turns right back to 72 degrees again. That's just lovely. And this stuff can go away. I tell you what. I'm so sick and tired of the humidity. Tired of it. But yeah, for tomorrow morning, guys, one hell of a storm complex coming in. The next model run will come out at 8 p.m., so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, look at that. Some more storms forming on Sunday morning as well. Kind of like repeats, but look at that. That's for 5 a.m. tomorrow, 6 a.m., 7, 8. Good 1 to 3 inches of rain out of that. Look at that right there. That's about the Litchfield area. 3.5 inches of rain for tomorrow morning. That is wild. So it misses the Mankato area pretty much, but then just to the north of that, by Jordan, 2.3 inches of rain, and then up by like Wilmer, 1.25 inches. So very spotty, but very heavy rain for tomorrow morning, guys. So don't be afraid, don't be caught off guard tomorrow morning when you hear that big crack of thunder and you see that dark sky and you're like, I didn't know about this. Yes, you did, because I told you about it. So, let's get back to the old radar, see if anything's changed. Nothing's changed at all. This storm is still dying. Why does it do that? Yeah, that storm's dying pretty quick, guys. So we'll just keep an eye on this. We probably won't be on here very much longer. I figured there'd be more storms happening, but once I saw the convection happening towards Wilmer, I was like, yep, it's time to go on live. So nothing too much crazy for the Mankato area, but we'll keep an eye on it as this outflow boundary continues to push off to the southwest. So hopefully it'll intercept something here in a storm of fire, and it'll be the only one, but we'll keep an eye on it. So I appreciate the 4 of you in here, 7 of you in here. If you're just joining in, holy smokes, I'm all over the place. The storm over here by Banana is dying. It will die in the next hour. There won't be nothing left of it in the next hour. So it'll be quiet the rest of the night for the Litchfield area, Cokato area after this storm dies off. But pretty much from the Mississippi Valley, from North Branch all the way down to Red Wing, almost La Crosse area, Winona, just getting pounded right now with torrential rain. So that's about it. That storm will die. If you guys, again, if you're just tuning in, this is an outflow boundary. The storm is so powerful that it creates its own force field. So that you can see here the winds are coming from the southwest, and then this outflow boundary makes the wind switch from the northeast. So you have this big wind fight, this big wind difference right here. I'll just draw this out. So it just has to hit something over here on this side of the outflow boundary to make a storm. So it has to hit a pocket of energy, some unstable air, or something. But we just have to keep an eye on this because this could convect some storms out in our area in Mankato. So something to keep an eye on for the next couple hours. Like I said, we probably won't be on here too much longer as the storms are not as potent, as strong as some models were showing, but it's still quite a hell of a storm complex for the Lake City area. Even Frontenac, River Falls, all the way up to North Branch. It's just a heck of a storm system. So, but yeah, again, for the next couple hours, we'll just keep an eye on it. We probably won't be live for too much longer if you're in here still. And yeah, we'll just keep an eye from the Mankato area as that outflow boundary advances off to the southwest. And maybe we'll go live again tonight. Maybe we'll get blessed with another opportunity. We do have the GoPro set up. We do have it charged. I do have it set up for the GoPro app, so we can go live right on YouTube. So hopefully we'll have that opportunity tonight. But then I know this winter we will go live for like winter storms. We'll probably be out and about measuring snowfall totals, getting reports, going over 511 road conditions, because I know people like that. It's something to listen to in the drive-in in the mornings or something. So I know there's not too much storm coverage around here in Minnesota, so I was like, why not start? So I do appreciate all your support, all the likes, comments, subscribes. I do appreciate it all. It means a lot. It helps the channel grow, and helps us build some more. Why not? So I just want to look real quick at this Iowa storm complex, because this is supposed to do something in the next couple hours. Quote, supposed to. Yep, those storms are dying too. Well, shoot. So, it doesn't really look like too much is happening tonight. Figured there'd be a little bit more severe threat in our area, but that is not the case. So, alright, to the 6 of you in here, I appreciate your support. I will be cutting this live. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Again, we'll hop back on here if anything crazy happens, if there's any tornado warnings, if any more storms fire up in the Meeker County area, even down here in the Waseca, Mankato area, we'll go live again if something crazy happens. So, again, I got the GoPro ready, and if duty calls, we'll be out and about in the field live storm chasing on YouTube. So I appreciate it all. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and stay prepared for tomorrow morning. So we'll see you guys later.